Okay, so it's bee talk. Let's talk about bees. Bee time. I don't know what to call this. Why is this here though? That's what I'm wondering. Because this is Extreme Hills. And I don't have any biome mods installed. So that is an interesting question. But anyway, what is there to talk about bees? Well, a lot. Because in 1.12, and to be honest, for quite a while, they've all been getting a lot of updates. So it's been getting really a lot of updates. And that's cool. So forestry does not look the same as it used to. Everything is more fully featured now. I've kind of noticed this. And also, of course, Binnies is back, which is pretty awesome. So we've got the classic back. I mean, it doesn't look... It's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool. I mean, maybe there's more stuff. But yeah, this is about bees anyway. I'll be honest with you, I'm probably just going to waffle on for a few episodes about this stuff. Just because I haven't looked at it. But yeah, what I'm doing, I'm not going to include what's the one called? More bees. I haven't included that. And obviously for us, there's been a lot of extensions to the bees with metallurgy and industrial craft and Greg Tech and Britannia and thermal expansion and tinkers. All these things have had bees. But yeah. Okay, so bees, not trees. That's what we're talking about. So the first episode, let's talk about something interesting, which is the best way to start the game. So yeah, I've got a few different things that I could potentially talk about, and I would like to show some of the effects. So yeah, I've got magic bees in, of course. So that's cool. And there's all the bee stuff. So what I like to do, I knew it was going to do this. Okay, no, well, this has always been a contentious bee, and it was actually what I wanted to talk about. So let's look at the different bee produce. So there is actually new stuff in the greenhouse. I'll be honest with you, the greenhouse... Okay, there's a lot more stuff in greenhouse. Okay, the greenhouse I really need to do again. The thing about my greenhouse video, right, is that I had to do it the way I did it because of the timing. You see, this is the problem, right? The best time to make a video about something new is when it's brand new. Unfortunately, especially for a mod like forestry, it's actually when the feature set is not at all complete. So it's like, what do you do? And I had to do what I did basically. And yeah, it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, what it means is that you need to go then back later and make a better video when it's more fully featured, like now, for instance. So this is, in a way, this is just like researching what I might do. That is cool, though. Obviously, yeah. So there's a lot more tooltips now. Weird. Actually, that's funny. Is that the largest you can do it now? Because originally, actually, I'll have to look into that. I'm pretty sure the greenhouse can be much larger than that. But interesting nonetheless. But yeah, I should get to talking about the bees. So yeah. These still don't have the tooltips though, do they? So let's have a look. So it looks to me. So what do we have? Is it just farmed and farmily? So let's just get it sort of all right. So we've got rural and unweary for farmily. Let's look at the farmed. The farmed. This looks like it's. This has not been put into JEI yet, then, right? That's what it looks like. Yeah, we look at bee breeding. I have a feeling. Oh no, wait a minute. So why is farmed not in there? You know what? There's always been this problem with farmed. I don't even know why I'm looking at it. Let's forget about that one. Okay, so what you may want to do, right? Is you may want to go for the farmily ones then. So rural and unweary. This is always a good place to start. Through this line basically from diligent. Diligent's got like 8 different options, is it? Oh, more now. So diligent will always get you the way to unweary. I'm just remembering because I've done this a lot. So obviously we can go that way. The tolerance section, this I think was expanded by extra bees, wasn't it? So this sort of thing, resilient, and then it goes to corroded, and then tarnished. Or this is wait a minute. This is so magic bees. I think magic bees. If we look at the magic bees, I think this may be. I always forget which one is in which. That's not how you do it anymore, is it? It's like this. Oh, the ocean bee. I remember that one. Yeah, oh, that's funny. So basically, these bees used to be much of a different graphic. They looked, you could tell they were magic bees from it, but you can't tell anymore. Now all the bees look the same, which is not good if you didn't know. These were nice bees. This is literally going to be like, that's a nice bee. Oh yeah, I love this bee. Always a fan of this one. Well, you can't even look up some of the recipes. So I thought it would actually be further along than this. Huh. You can never bloody tell because there's no. I mean, what's the point? Yeah, the prehistoric line. So yeah, this is a good thing. What about this? This is always a nice bee. So let's talk about This is actually what I wanted to talk about. As amazing it is. So for instance, say you've got the farmily bee, right? The farmily bee is good because you get the wheat and comb. And when you centrifuge that, which I think you can do in thermal expansion now as well, you get wheat basically. So it's a really good fuel source. Like the wheat and comb, you'll get it from those sort of lines. Yeah, agrarian is good as well for that. You see the farmed. You see this is the different lines. This has been something which has happened for years in extra bees. The reason it's not showing it must be from extra bees or whatever it's called now. The bovine bee, again, not showing up. So it looks like that is not actually implemented fully yet. Some of this stuff, because I'm pretty sure they were extra bees. You see, the magic bee stuff is more along the lines of like the eldritch bee. This was always this was kind of like a key bee to have. Like you would start off with the hive bees, right? So in magic bees, the hive bees, mystical, for instance, is a hive bee. Oh, sorry, wait a minute. Is the farmed bee now a hive bee? That may no. I don't think the farm bee was a hive bee. If we look at the hive bees, I'm pretty sure it is mystical is one. Unusual, attuned. Attuned, I believe, may have the same because that's the thing, wasn't it? That there was like a rare bee, wasn't there? I think attuned. holds that distinction in the same way that steadfast perhaps hold this distinction, right? You see, you often find, like often in hunting chests, you'll find steadfast. You think, why have I got this? And that's because it doesn't come from the hive, but it's still in terms of the tree of bees. I don't know Valiant, but Valiant, yeah, yeah. This was an important line as well. This wasn't in there when I looked at it before. Let's look at the hives then. See what hives we've got. Rock hive. Yeah, these things change so often. So yeah, we can basically assume that these, yeah. Okay. So the hive situation is quite good. Let's so yeah, the water bee, yeah. So yeah, again, this is what I used to do. I would go for the ocean bee. Yes, yes. Then you get insects from the stained bee. And that was the end of that line. Damp comb. You can also get clay comb from the river bee as well, which is a nice bee. Yeah. Obviously, 8% chance on clay for that one. Probably the only one. This is probably the only one that's got. Yeah, it's the only one, the river bee. So this again shows you the importance of getting the diligent. It's such an important bee. And the same with eldritch, to be honest, in magic bees. I'm just curious. I'm just curious to see how it's changed from what I remember, because I remember it pretty well. Sorceress bee, I believe, is a hive bee again. But you see a lot of paths. Yeah, these are all hive bees: mystical, sorceress, unusual, and attuned. This was how you made the crossover into the real core of the magic bees experience, really. And yeah, these were core bees as well, the charmed and enchanted. In a way, if you look at it, you know, like charmed was very much like a it's like if charm, you know, if charmed is common, enchanted is cultivated or something. Ah, yes. Now the skulking was a classic bee as well. It sounds. I kind of think it does sound a bit stupid when you talk about it like this, but you see the skulking bee. Here's the thing about the skulking bee. It would again you would go back to the hive bees, like a tropical bee, and really you would get into the real. So, for instance, this bee would make into the ghastly bee. The smouldering as well. Another very very. But the thing about the ghastly bee is that you would actually get ghast tears from it, obviously. Furtive comb. Let's have a look at the furtive comb. This is just like a little. Yeah, you get propolis. So propolis. Yeah, you wouldn't really. You'd use stringy comb for propolis. Did get a lot of beeswax though in the furtive comb. 90% on beeswax. Which is obviously needed. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? If we look at the beeswax, yeah, you do need it for a lot of stuff. Obviously for the alvery block. Very useful stuff. And was the furtive comb the best one for beeswax? I have a feeling it actually is. I don't know. Parched, yeah, well that's a similar sort of level as well. The rotten comb. Yeah, the desolate. Okay, so this was actually what I was meant to talk about at the beginning of the video. Like when you would go towards the skeletal bees, they came from this sort of deserty kind of section, arid and barren. Um, this has changed a little bit. Well, I guess the desert is hot as well. This to me seems a bit odd, to be honest, but because I don't remember it being quite like this. Oh yeah, maybe it was. But I just feel like Frugal's later on. Austere was another classic bee, wasn't it? Man, it's all coming back to me. All that time I thought like, oh, you've wasted like almost like half a year doing this stuff. But in fact, it was quite useful. This is how you get to diamonds, of course. Where is the skeletal bee in this now? Okay, so it is still, yeah. That was actually what I was thinking. So the great thing about the skeletal beam, of course, is that is you get bone comb. And here's the even greater thing about the skeletal bee, which is here's the thing, right? These two bees, I know it seems like I'm just rambling about anything, but I'm actually not. These two bees are actually, if you think about it, when you really think about what you're doing in the actual when you're actually playing the game, what do you want? You want bone meal and you want wheat, right? Yeah, basically. It's actually quite a good way of looking at things, right? So for instance, we look at the skeletal bee. Let's just take a look at the skeletal bee quickly. You see, the effect is effect spawn skeleton. So yeah, so these obviously okay. So for instance, if we head over to a desert. Oh wow, this is all changed as well. What the fuck? Okay, it's a bit weird now, but can I not? Okay. So we head over to a desert. We can see that this should spawn the old. Oh, that's weird. Oh, wait a minute. Where are they going? Let's change the settings. Oh, I guess it's daytime, isn't it? Maybe they're spawning underground. That's pretty odd. I can't remember if it's nocturnal or the skeletal. I mean, it should be, shouldn't it? Well, I haven't done this for a while. Yeah, it is. But yeah, this is how you would just get the... Interesting that it did that. I wonder if that is on purpose. It's just creating the noise. It's not actually spawning the actual bees. I wonder if that's a change that they put in. Oh no. Okay. Oh wow, it's weirdly spawning them. It's got that funny animation. Okay, let's forget about that. But you can see, basically, that's an interesting strategy, isn't it? So just to clarify what you would do for this strategy, which I feel is a good strategy. So you get the rural unweary. So you can have diligent from common and cultivated, right? So you get diligent and cultivated, which is obviously common cultivated. So then you do have the unweary from that, and you can get to industrious, which is where you want to go anyway, right? So that's good. And then the rural again is just a diligent. That's why the farmerly is really good, right? The skeletal bee was always going to be harder to get to because you do need this desolate, and that does come from like a further away place. Yeah. This is actually, don't think it has changed. So yeah, the barren. You see, they both come from arid, actually, don't they? So that's cool. So that you have to go and do a modest and sinister, which is obviously This is actually why I got into nether bees in the first place. So obviously, this is the funny thing about if you look at the so where does fiendish come in this? Yeah, and then it goes to demonic. This was another interesting line as well. It gets you with skeleton bone chips. Let's take a look at that bee. I mean, may as well. If we're having a little look at the skeletons. Sorry, what? What's it called again? Withering, yeah. Great, you can't even search for it. This is going to be interesting to find. Oh yeah, Edenic, that's a good bee. Oh, my favourite. You know what? This is a nice bee. Oh, the ecstatic bee is a good bee. Let's just... It's not even letting me take the ecstatic stuff, though, is it? Can I get the ecstatic? Yeah, I can. This is a classic bee. I will... Why can't I get that withering bee, though? That is super annoying. I can get the demonic... You get blaze cone from the volcanic, of course. Yeah. That's the thing. These are the things that really people are like you thinking about what you actually want from the bees. But a classic thing that I used to love doing is take the ecstatic bee. Let's just check the requirements for the ecstatic. Is you would have the ecstatic bee. It needs redstone. Oh, whatever. I'll just go flower forest. Yeah, it's a bit more. I'll be honest with you. It's not as good as it used to be. This. It's well. Yeah, I suppose it is. It's just I don't like doing this scrolling thing. But anyway. Okay, you ready? Okay, so what was I saying? This is always. We'll see if it's still the same. This is one of my favourite bees. What do I do with it? Does it need blocks? I don't remember it doing anything like this. How about that? Is this not the bee? Is this not the requirements for this? Flower type redstone. Hmm. Is there something else it needs other than this? It may need the ore block. I can't. I'm not sure. There's nothing in the way though. I've got literally. I've got literally every type of possible redstone thing you'd want. Right? Yeah, I mean that is literally. There's nothing. What else could it be? Nocturnal, no tolerant fire, cave dwelling, yes. Okay. Forgot about that one. Well, actually, I guess I never thought of it like that before. I could put dentistry in. Let me just check this. I don't remember doing this, but you know, you never know. Some of this stuff may. I've got to say, I hope there's a mod one day which gets rid of those advancements. They're super invasive in terms of like. Okay, let's try it. It may just be looking at the Y level. Not bright enough. Okay. No flowers. It may be looking at the Y level, in which case it's not going to work too well. I think what it may need is a roof. It's still saying no flowers though. Why would it do that? Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Effect.power.name. Not much you can do. I mean, not much you can really think about that you could do differently here. Oh well. Honestly, I mean, it's one of those ones that I guess might not be there. Just trying to think what other bee I might want to go down then. This had some funky effects, this one.